Hey guys, Theme Park Mark here. This is day 3 of 4 of this East Coast trip, and I'm at Six Flags America today in Washington, D.C. Just a few weeks ago, it was announced that this park will be closing for good at the end of this year, so this is definitely my last visit to this park, which is kind of sad, but yeah, the operations here just haven't been great in years past. Today it looks like a pretty busy day, so I'm guessing other people are also trying to get their last days in here. A lot of school buses here too as well, so I'm expecting it to be a pretty crowded day. I have the season-long flash pass, of course, but as I said, operations aren't always the best here, so probably gonna be running one train on a lot of stuff, so I'm not gonna get a ton of rides in. Also trying to hurry off and get to Maurice Piers tonight in southern New Jersey. It's about, I think, a 3-hour or so drive from here, and yeah, gonna be spending the evening there. But yeah, definitely wanted to visit this park for the last time, get some final rides in. Hopefully Superman opens. See, it's stuck on the lift hill right now, which is different. Yeah, maybe I'll get a ride on Batwing, which will probably be my last chance to do a Vekoma Flying Dutchman. I've already ridden that, but I didn't do a POV or anything then. It was my first visit. But yeah, let's head on in. I'll document as much as I can and ride whatever I want to. There are certain coasters that I definitely do not want to ride, but I'll show them off anyway and show whatever I can of the park. I have about three or 4 hours in the park here today before heading on over to Maurice Piers. So let's head on in. Let's giddy up. Yep, as I said, Superman stopped on the lift hill. Just check the app too, and there's 3 coasters open right now. Oh boy, I don't know what kind of rides I'm gonna get on here today. I was here last year. Superman was closed all day. Batwing was closed. The SLC area was completely closed. Geez, yeah, it was bad. That's pretty much kind of been my experiences here at Six Flags America almost every visit. We'll see what we can get on, and I'll document whatever I can in the next 3 hours. So let's head on in, Six Flags America, for the last time. It does have a nice entranceway, that's for sure. Got the Liberty Bell over here. Main Street, Six Flags America. Always sad to see a park close. I've had a few visits here over the years. I mean, it's not the worst park I've been to, but yeah, last time I was here, the ride availability was very, very bad. And it seems that way again today. But we'll see what we can get on. Next fountain here, this is one of the nicer entrance plazas, I think. Entrance streets, I guess you'd say, for a Six Flags park. Got the water park here over to the left. I'm guessing that's closing as well at the end of the year. I would assume so. Got a nice wave swinger here, flying carousel. Really hope that they can salvage most of these rides, move them off to other parks. We'll have to see. Here's Wildone, classic wooden coaster. I remember being very good, and I'd say the second best coaster in the park behind Superman. Doesn't appear to be running right now, much like most coasters. There's also B&M Floorless here, Firebird, which was converted from a stand-up. I see activity in the station, so that might be one of a few coasters that are open. But first, heading into Gotham City. There's 3 coasters here, jokersjinx, Superman, and Batwing. So let's see if any of them are open. Alright, here's jokersjinx. I was at King's Dominion yesterday, and it has Flight of Fear, which is an indoor version of this ride. So I'll show you what it looks like outside. Superman's still stuck on the lift hill. I'll show that in a second. The Premier Launch Spaghetti Bowl. One of 2 outdoor ones that I'm aware of. The other one being Poltergeist. I did at Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, back in February. jokersjinx. You can get a better view of it in a second here. So this is what it looks like. jokersjinx, just a mess of track. Here are the 2 Flight of Fears that are indoors, Kings Island, Kings Dominion. As I mentioned, Poltergeist is the outdoor one, Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. Wonder Woman Lasso of Truth is a Sky Screamer. Rode that once on my first visit. Probably don't have time for it today. These are fun and also nerve-wracking at the same time, in my opinion. Here is Superman Ride of Steel, my favorite coaster in the park, Intamin Mega Coaster. That is still stopped on the lift hill. Never a good sign. Unless somebody pulled their phone out if people are on the ride, but there is definitely nobody on the ride. Staff out front. I'll have to ask them to see if it's possibly going to open today. I'd love to ride it one more time at least. We'll see. Making my way to Batwing next. I spoke with staff. They say they're hopeful that it might open later today, but again, like I said, I'm only here for a few hours, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna get that in or not. Anyway, on my way back to Batwing, which is a Vekoma Flying Dutchman. I think it's the last one remaining, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm perfectly okay with that. These are not fun, in my opinion. They just removed Nighthawk from Carowinds last year. So I think this is the last surviving one, at least until the end of the year. The last time I rode this, or the first time I rode this, was I think 3 or 4 years ago, before I was doing POVs or anything. And I remember roasting on the brake run for about 6 or 7 minutes in the heat. Not comfortable, lying on back on the brake run. I don't like these, but if it was running today, I'd get at least one more ride on it just for posterity. But it's also very quiet over here as well. We'll see. Well, there's activity in the station, so maybe it is running. Let's see if I can have a ride on this. Not excited for it, but I'll have a ride. All right, let's go for a row 5 ride. I'm not gonna enjoy this. Oh. No. Not bad so far. No more. Oh, it's over. And my head hurts after that one. Vekoma has definitely come a long way since the Flying Dutchman. Need more fly at Phantasialand, because that is the next generation of flying coasters for Vekoma. This one, glad to see go. Got Harley Quinn over here. She looks pretty darn good. But we're focusing on coasters again today. And that's perfectly fine. Or at least I thought I'd show you guys some of the flat rides around here at this park. Alright, now we're going to do jokersjinx Premier Spaghetti Bowl that I showed off a little bit earlier. So let's have a ride on this. Let's have a row 9 ride on jokersjinx. And it broke down. This is definitely a Six Flags America kind of a day. Everything closed, broken down. Pretty much sums it up. I wonder why the park is closing. I really don't know. I can't figure it out. You guys tell me. Alright, they're like manually pushing the coaster. And now it's going again. I'm guessing this is probably going to be down for a little while. Oh boy. Let's mention with Flash Pass, we stood there for about, 30 minutes or so before we were even able to line up for this ride. I'll keep you guys updated. See if this is an extended delay or maybe we'll get on pretty soon. I don't know. Let's see. Alright, this test cycle went through, so might actually have a ride on this. Row 9, jokersjinx for the final time. Let's have a ride.
My guests, and I do look down at your feet, and you are standing on or above the yellow line. Please take 2 steps back. Again, to my guests, and I do look down at your feet, and you are standing on above the yellow line. Please take 2 steps back.
Alright, well, after 5 cycles, finally did get on row 9. I do find it actually pretty enjoyable. Hands up the whole way. Just the lap bars kind of dig into your shins a little bit. But still, I do enjoy these outside spaghetti bowls. Hopefully I'll keep riding Poltergeist for years to come. Maybe. Oh well, jokersjinx, farewell. It's 2 hours into the day now here since I've been here, and done 2 rides. Not great. Did see Firebird running and Roar as well, so probably gonna head in that direction next. Alright, B&M time. I think it's gonna be now in the park. Firebird, it is a floorless coaster. Used to be a stand-up, so it has kind of those stand-up elements like that. It's an okay conversion. Not the worst, not the best. Firebird. Let's go for a front row ride on Firebird. For the last time, maybe? I don't know. It's been relocated once, so we'll see if it's preserved.
Alright, all Kirby's guys are out of here. Sit back, relax, and enjoy your ride. Don't throw yourself that fire. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Man, that looks real inside. Look at that. Yeah. I can't believe they dug into a big old rock.
One person on Roar. Just had a front row ride there on Firebird. Yeah, a little bit worse than what I remember. Coming off the mid-course break, there are a couple sections where it's very, very jolty, a lot of head banging. Even with leaning forward a bit to try and keep as steady as possible, it just didn't happen. Firebird, I don't know if they're gonna save you, move you somewhere else. This used to be at Six Flags Great America as Iron Wolf. Moved here, I think like 2007, 8, somewhere around there. Over here to Six Flags America, where it was still a stand-up coaster. And then it was converted to a floorless, I think about 10 years ago, a little more than 10 years ago. Yeah, not the best, but I've had worse rides on floorless coasters. Anyway, onward, I think Roar is next. Terrible GCI. Alright, so this is Roar. There's no Flash Pass entry right now. It's just GP, general line, I guess. I have no idea why. It doesn't look like too long of a line, but kind of hungry. Probably gonna have something to eat real quick. And we'll just see what's open after that. I remember this being a terrible GCI, which is not normal, because you guys know how much I love GCIs. This one's just bad. I mean, the layout is fine, but it was just not taken care of, and just a ton of jackhammering. It's extremely bumpy, extremely uncomfortable. Pretty much the whole ride doesn't really do anything. You don't really feel the airtime because it's just, you're just in pain the whole time on this ride. I was hoping that it would get the RMC treatment. That is obviously not going to be the case, unfortunately. Maybe I'll get a ride on this later. Just have to decide. Now it looks like they're just sitting on the brake run. I don't know what's going on with this. It's food time, and then I'm trying to see what else is open after that. Eating in Harmony Hall, and we got the whole history of the park here. And then after 2024, I should just say it's over. So sad. All right, it's good lunch. I'm gonna go check out Wildone, see if that's opening, and then check out the SLC, Roar, and probably gonna head on out of here because we gotta try and do Maury's tonight. So here's the Great Chase, which is the kiddie coaster here in the Looney Tunes area. Dylan's going on it right now, he's getting the credit. I rode it my first visit. Don't particularly care to ride it again. But here in the Looney Tunes land, gonna head on over to Wildone next. All right, time for the Wildone. Good classic wooden coaster. Don't think there's the fast pass is not open for this, but we're gonna try and have a ride on it. Hopefully they can move it again and preserve it. All right, let's go for a front row of the back car ride on a Wildone. Wildone. Let's get wild! Ragin Cajun rolling? No.
Oh, they gotta mention this guy too. It's the same guy from Joker. Rougher than I remember. Oh my God! What was that? Oh my! Ow! Ow! That was painful.
Well, Wildone seems to be getting rougher every visit. First visit, great coaster, absolutely loved it. Last year I rode it near the back. Actually, I think it was a back row ride. It was a little rougher, but not too bad. Definitely the second half has gotten a lot rougher, especially on some of those like laterals and the turns there. That shook me up a little bit, that second half. But I do hope they're able to salvage this ride and maybe move it somewhere else. It's already been moved once. We'll see. Wildone. Heading over to the Ace landmark over here. Take a look at it. Also saw Ragin Cajun was not open. Here's the landmark. Ragin Cajun is a spinning coaster. Rode it a few years ago. And last year as well, actually. So I'll put a POV of that in right now since it doesn't look like it's gonna open. So enjoy. Just as I said that, I looked over, saw Ragin Cajun testing. So I'll actually get an actual POV from today instead, not one from last year. Hopefully this opens very soon. I'm testing it right now. See if we can get on pretty quickly here. Ragin Cajun, spinning wild mouse.
Welcome, welcome, riders to Ragin Cajun. We must be for the agency that follows to ride this ride. Please
Is this the same as SkyWinder Safari?
Discovery Kingdom, yeah.
That one we got a crazy spin on last time.
Yeah, it was insane. Rolo was so scared.
No, it doesn't spin us yet, right?
No trim.
No, not yet.
Oh, fuck. Oh! Oh my God!
Okay, trim. Oh!
Holy fuck! Holy fuck! Right here. Come on.
God.
Oh my God!
What is happening?
Oh my God!
And still spinning.
Oh my God!
Still spinning.
Oh my
My poor head.
God! Are you okay?
Well, that was absolutely insane. I don't know if it was the weight distribution or what, but we were spinning like crazy. And even on the brake run, we just continued to spin, and then stopped, and then I think maintenance had to come and reset it. We were sitting out there for about 10 minutes or so, which actually happened to me previously. In my first ride, I was actually stuck up there for about 15 minutes. Anyway, that was Ragin Cajun. I think Roar is next, finally, and then there's a Vekoma SLC in a brand new area that's only going to be open a year, I guess. Keep looking over at Superman, and the train's still up on the lift hill, so it's not looking good for that. But anyway, gonna head over to the other side of the park, and we'll take a look at Roar and the SLC, which I forget what it was renamed to. It used to be Mind Eraser when I rode it. We'll take a look and see how the retheming is on it anyway. Alright, time for the second worst GCI I've ever ridden, Roar. The worst being Wildcat, which no longer exists. That was at Hershey Park and is now Wildcat's Revenge. But let's have one last ride on this. Hopefully it doesn't mess up my back a little too much, but we'll see. Let's go for a front row ride on Roar for the last time.
Bye.
Okay, Roar was not quite as bad as I remembered. That first airtime hill was actually very good. And there's like sections of this that are good. And then there's other sections that are very, very rough. But if I compare it to, like say, Bandit at Movie Park and Loop Garou, Wally, Belgium, I'd say this is a little bit better than both of those. So there were at least sections of this that were actually very enjoyable. But I doubt that alone will be enough to save this and move it to another park. Time will tell. Maybe they can save it and RMC can do some magic on it. Or GCI can do some retracking. I don't know, we'll see what the future holds for this. This is my last look at Roar. Also saw the Vekoma SLC testing. So hopefully that opens up very soon. So that will be the last major coaster to do here. Definitely stayed a little bit later than initially anticipated, but since this park's going out the door, I'm okay with that. Definitely leave less time for Maury's later on if I even make it there. We'll see. So check out an SLC. All right, so last year I was here and there was a big fence up right here. So they opened up a whole new district here, Steamtown. And I can't remember if it was end of last year or earlier this year when this area opened. But sad that it's only going to be open about a year. So it actually looks really nice so far. A good looking flat ride over here too. Looks brand new. And you got a Vekoma SLC in the background. I hope they had vest restraints put on it. Again, for a year. Let's take a look. It's called Steam Whirler. These are mesmerizing to watch when they're in action. Remember there's one at Carowinds as well. Doesn't look too intense. Professor Screamore's SkyWinder is what this SLC is called. Looks like it might be open now, I'm not too sure. It used to be called Mind Eraser. That's what it was when I rode it, I think about 4 years ago. Looks very fresh, the painting. See if we can get on it. It is indeed open, let's have a ride. That was Professor Screamore's SkyWinder, which does have the vest restraints now. And those make a world of difference on these SLCs. Actually pretty enjoyable. Not the best ride I've had with vest restraints, but not the worst. That's for sure. It's not nearly as bad as Condor at Wallaby Holland. It's a shame that this one's going to be scrapped as well, because it just got new trains for it, making it a lot more comfortable and a much more enjoyable ride than it was before as Mind Eraser versus Screamore's SkyWinder. So that is it for pretty much all the coasters here that are open at Six Flags America. Sadly, Superman still is not open. But for you guys, I will put in a front row POV taken from 2 years ago. So enjoy that right now.
What are you supposed to hold on to? You're gonna fly up.
Holy God!
You hold on to it. It's there. You're all right.
I hope not. Is the Batman one closed?
Wait, there's people working. Maybe there's nobody people.
He's having a... I'm scared. I don't like this car.
Like, shits are gonna crush it into it.
Oh yeah, I do have some of those too.
Oh, there's the press did again.
So as I head on out of here, Six Flags America, we're beginning into my final visit here to this park. Always sad to see the park closing for good. Hopefully they can salvage a good portion of these rides and coasters. We'll see, time will tell. Hope you guys enjoyed my tour of Six Flags America. Try to do as much as I can here. It's about 6 o'clock now, so I'm thinking that Maurice Pier's probably not going to be a possibility tonight, so that'll probably be it for today. Up next in the next vlog is going to be Six Flags Great Adventure, and that'll be the last vlog for my weekend trip here to the East Coast. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the better, steadier camera work of the iPhone 16 Pro. Better than the XS anyway. Thanks again guys for watching, and yeah, signing off for the final time here from Six Flags America. Take care guys. So long, Six Flags America. Couldn't say it any better.